Hello, everybody in Upper Key Stage 2 at Grange, Year 5 and Year 6, and welcome to the Headteacher CCCU Assembly. And I've got to say, I am so happy to be back and just to see how great the children of Grange are and the adults of Grange are really, really special to be back. We know what we're all about at Grange. We have a great caring attitude. We're always trying our best. We're always doing what, especially from our mistakes. We're always learning. We're always going for improvement and progress. We use everything we learn to help us to make great choices, good choices as we go ahead in life, and we never give up. There we go. That's us. That's Grange. That's who we are. And at Grange, we have our very own pathway, and that is confidence for ourselves and consideration for our beautiful planet and everything inside it around us, because we know that kindness is strength. True strength is not just physical strength, it's being kind and caring. That's real, real strength. So that's the CC way, confidence and consideration. Who are Grange people of power? Well, I just want to say thank you to all the Grange adults who've been working in school to support the colleagues at Orfield, including me. You've been amazing. I want to say thank you to all the wonderful children for their kind welcome back and families. It's so nice to see you again. And also C-Cole class. Oh my gosh, I missed last week the brilliant violin learning, the way you learn. It's just so amazing. And today we got to use the bow for the first time. I love that. And also Mandela class for your super Spanish. I just really, really enjoy learning Spanish with all of you, and it just really motivates me. So, vamos. So, our character strength focus today is. Now, this is interesting because I started teaching in the middle of the 1990s, and there was a pop band called the Spice Girls, and they coined this term girl power. So, we have CC walking, we have star sitting. We know that there's no substitute for each one of us. We each have to live our best life. What is this girl power? What is this superpower of girl power? So, here are the questions to think about. We'll come back to them in a moment. Why girl power? Whenever you start saying something like that, you think, well, what about boy power? Next question. Who were the suffragettes? Any of you interested in history? Any of you interested in knowledge? Who were the suffragettes? What did they achieve? What were they about? What do we need to know about making good choices when it comes to the word banter, the concept of banter? I mean, you can look up what banter is in their dictionary, but I think these days people use banter in a different way. But we really got to know how to make good choices when it comes to that. How can we show respect for each other? Go back to girl power. So I'm particularly speaking about gender, male for female, female for male. But really over here, we'll kind of come back to this concept of girl power. So those are our questions to ponder. We'll come back to them in a moment. Now, here are some female history heroes. And it's Black History Month as well. So you will see that I've done an intersection. I've merged female history and Black history and put them together in something called intersectionality. Right. So anyway, here you can see this very powerful lady standing with her finger pointing up. Who was she and what strength did she have? What did she bring about? This lady with the eyes looking deep into the future, thinking about how she can make a difference, how we can achieve difference. And then this lady over here who looks so, you can just see, so spiritual, so powerful. She definitely has something to teach back then and now. So who are these people? So Emmeline Pankhurst, she was a leader of the movement of the suffragettes. And remember, I asked who were the suffragettes, and Emily Wilding Davison as well was a member of the suffragette movement and actually gave her life for the protest. So who were the suffragettes? Well, suffrage is to be able to have the vote. If you have the vote, then you are playing your part in deciding who leads the country. If you decide who leads the country, well, then you are playing a part in deciding who makes the laws, the rules of the country. So having the vote is an incredibly important thing. It's difficult because people think, oh, what does one vote What difference does one vote make when it's millions of people actually voting? But it's not the right way to look at it, because each one of us, that vote is a very precious and powerful thing. And collectively, it puts pressure on the people who then get chosen to lead in a fair and equitable way, and to make laws that are fair for everybody. Now, less than 100 years ago, so there are still people who are alive today who were born before what I'm about to say took place. Less than 100 years ago, women in this country, here in the UK, did not have the vote. That meant they had no influence, no power in choosing who is in charge of the country. And because of that, it meant that the people who were in charge in the country made laws that looked after men and boys who were like them, but did not make laws that protected girls and women. Now, we have made incredible progress because of Emmeline Pankhurst, who led the suffragette movement, which was all about getting votes for women, and Emily Wilding Davison, who, although she didn't tell people what she was going to do, she led a protest. She went to one of the most famous horse races where the King's horse was running, and she went onto the track and unfortunately gave up her life, was killed because she went onto the track. But her funeral was attended by over 50,000 people, and it put so much pressure on the government at the time that they realized they had to change the law. And in 1928, every woman got the right to vote in this country if they were over 18. That's not even 100 years ago. So when we talk about girl power, we're talking about women and girls having the power to be part of deciding laws and rules so that they have a fair chance in society and a fair life in society as well. So this person, the third history hero, and this is our Black history hero and female history hero, Sojourner Truth. She was born as an enslaved person. She escaped to freedom and then fought battles in court to get freedom for other people, including her children. And she then went on a campaign again to get equal rights, not just for people who were enslaved, but for women as well. And so, through the power of these people, today we have made so much progress. And in 2021, especially in the UK, we've made so much progress. There are still places in the world where girls do not get a fair education. We have a class named after Malala, who's a campaigner for that around the world. But we need to realize that all of us need to stand up in Grange for girl power, for equality and equity for girls and for women. Now, this is your mission. So, I've got this poster from the National Education Union. This is their poster because they have gone on a campaign that even though we're in 2021, there is still too much violence towards women. There are still places where women don't get equal pay. And there are still places where people think it's acceptable, especially men and boys, think it's acceptable to use banter and to use inappropriate language, which will at the very least make women and girls feel uncomfortable. So, what we stand for at Grange is girl power. We stand for believing in total equality and equity. So, I would like you to design a poster, and adults and educators, you can pause the video now and discuss with the children. But in this poster, try and emphasize, use words to emphasize, use drawings to emphasize that girls are strong and deserve equal respect and equal rights. Try and put in your poster a statement that boys and men care and should show their strength through their respect for women and girls. That being strong means showing your respect for girls and women. And that's coming back to when we spoke about girl power. Now, you should also put in your poster that banter and inappropriate language. It's really hurtful and it's wrong to use those kind of disrespectful terms that objectify women, that speak about women's appearance, that don't actually respect who women are. And we need to show in our words, in our language, and also in our actions, respect for privacy and space. And Grange is a school that takes that absolutely seriously. I've just written our school safeguarding policy, and in that safeguarding policy, I've said that we are going to do everything together to make sure that in our school, girls and women feel safe and comfortable, respected, and with equal rights and with equal respect. And what I'm going to say is, boys and men, we are going to show our strength by caring and respecting and using the appropriate language that is respectful and nurturing and caring and positive. So that is what girl power is all about, and Grange is a place of that. So thinking about all of that, who are our stars of the week? Well, we have Rahima and Ilya and Ashvini and Faiza and Bassett and Ammar and Dima and Farah and Alana and Ranuki and Abdurrahim and Dennis B and Adrian R. I'm so proud of all of you. And can I just say, I forgot to say, with the posters, can you get them back to me for Wednesday as well? So I have posters because I would love to choose the best posters to actually put them into professional posters that can be printed and put around our school so that we can see the messages that we really need to see around our school, the messages to remind us of the values that we live. So who are our class champions? We've got Dima and Gala and Farah and Alex B and Branshika and Kishan and Rahima and Adrian W and Joshua and Mohammed A. Nightingale, fantastic year 5. And in year 6, Ilya and Bavita and Cosmina and Abdullah A. and Shana and Mirthiga and Nicoletta, Stefania, Habez in Parks and Dinura in Parks. Well done, yes. Proud of all of you. Out, Aliyah, forgot in Parks. Well done, Aliyah. And Danya in Parks. So well done, yes. Proud of you. You lead by example in our school. So Grange House of Water, look at the progress. Over 1,000 points in a week. Grange House of Fire, you did it. You're the highest achieving house. Look at that, 2,000 points of progress in a week. Grange House of Air, more than 1,000 points of progress. Grange House of Earth, nearly 2,000 points of progress. Just got to say, what a brilliant week. And this was while I was away. This is why I love Grange. And this is why I think you are all brilliant people of Grange, adults and children. I'm so proud to work at and be a part of the community of Grange. So we got an amazing 28,857 points, which was a huge, huge progress. So let's see the classy classes. Well, I think I've got this right. Yes, but I mixed up my animations. So Nightingale class, well done to you. Look at you. This is your year that you have smashed into classy class. So you were number 3 in classy class. Lister class. That's 2 weeks in a row, Nightingale class. So proud of you. Lister class. Look at you crashing through the 2,000 point barrier. And Seacole class, you held on, but only just over 100 points difference. So Lister class, you were right behind Seacole class. So Seacole class, they are breathing down your neck. And then what I also want to say is every class in upper key stage 2 in Grange got over 1,000 class charts points. So shout out to the adults in upper key stage 2. Shout out to the children. You are all brilliant. So our half-term target was 100,000 points. Look at that. We've smashed it with a week to go. Unbelievable, Grange. And that's because we are powerful at Grange. We're kind at Grange. We're loved. And we are Grange. Know that. We are at a special school. This is an amazing school to be part of. And we're going to make it. I can tell you now that one of the classy class treats of the half term have already been selected. Here's the reindeer, and guess what? Thank you, Miss Joshi. Thank you, Mr. Hutchinson. The reindeers have been invited and ordered, and they're going to be back for Christmas. How brilliant is that? And this week I'll be looking who's the classiest class of the whole half term. I think we don't even need to do much maths to know, but this is getting closer than it was before, and I'll come and talk to you about your treat. Let's do a CC salute of confidence for ourselves, consideration for our beautiful planet and the world around us. And remember to do your poster, because girl power, female power, equality and equity, we want this around our school. We're going to decorate our school so that we have these messages of our values. So let's be great, let's be Grange, let's live our lives with confidence and consideration, let's enjoy the learning ahead and be safe and happy. Let's learn together at Grange. Let's respect each other at Grange. Across the gender, achieve our potential. Let's be great, let's be Grange.